Hi, I'm Kathy Mills from Short Film Edits, and I'm here with Allison Jade for an interview today. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Can we start this with you telling us a little bit about you?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm Allison Jade. I'm an actress and a pop artist based out of Los Angeles, California. I just moved here actually in August. So I'm pretty new to this scene, but I grew up doing this my entire life. I started as a professional dancer, a competitive dancer actually, back in Phoenix, Arizona. Good old Phoenix, Arizona, where it's hot and you sweat immediately stepping out the house. But that was my life forever for a really long time. And then I got the itch for bigger things and I moved over to theater and started doing that in little youth groups. And then that led to some film acting, and then it led to music for me. And so I've just been this little creative girl my entire life. And now we're here.
I love that. Yeah, that's so good. Okay, so what
Thanks.
inspired your acting career?
As a kid, I honestly just created so many different characters. I was raised by my mom and my grandma. So I I would just come up with all of these characters and do these impersonations and just try to make them laugh as much as I could. And with doing that, that led into acting. So obviously being a dancer, I lived at my studio forever. But I needed more. I needed another way to express myself, kind of on an emotional level, if you would say. And taking these characters and kind of confining or you distributing my energy to a specific thing. And
Yeah.
that led into theater for me. So I just started channeling these characters and auditioning because I was a wild child. I usually have a lot of energy, a lot of energy. But yeah, it just sort of led to me experimenting with all these different roles, like doing shows like Copacabana and Hairspray and getting into that world. And from there, it was just a thing that let me express myself and kind of navigate my emotional world as Allison and to be able to kind of figure that out. I'm a very emotional person, extremely emotional person. So it was
Yeah.
nice to have something to kind of center myself with. And it
No,
still
that's
is to
good.
this day.
Yeah. I mean, I've never done theatre, but I find that theatre would be something that could help that a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. And it's much, theater is so much more grand than film acting is just because you're on a stage and you're really tiny when people are looking at you. So you have to have these big theatric moves. And that's kind of what I still have with my acting style and my instrument. But yeah, it was a way to just express and
Mm.
get those feelings out and channel it into something good and put on a
Yeah.
show, make people happy with it, make people feel other
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's good. I actually saw Hairspray in theatre. I loved
Oh,
it.
in
But
theaters.
I went in not knowing the film first. So I've seen a couple of theatre shows where I knew the film before I went into the play, but Hairspray was one of them that I didn't. So I saw it in theatre
Mm.
first. I still haven't watched it on film. I know there's two, and I have to go back and watch the original one first. Haven't had the time to do that. I might do that on my week break. But yeah,
Yes.
yes, I've got to go back and watch that. So
You have to let me know what you think about it because I
I
secretly I
will.
love the movie. Well, not so secret anymore, but I do love the movie. It's really good.
Which one? Which one do you love? The
The
original or
newer
the
one.
second?
I think it came out in
Yeah.
2007 with Zac Efron. That one.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
so
Well, I'll
good.
make sure I go watch the first one first because I've been told that that's how I have to do it, and then I'll watch the second one. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta start with the classic, you know?
Yes. Yes. Oh, okay. So, how did your work in the vertical space start?
So that's a really so this is a complex answer.
Mhm.
So I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. There, I was at an acting school called Arizona Actors Academy, and That's where I did most of my training. So I was doing a bunch of student films there and just trying to kind of break out in that space within the Phoenix area. But oddly enough, my attention switched over to music because music is my first love. It's my heart and my life. Um, I love pop. I love dance music. I think there's something so beautiful about taking really complex human emotions and boiling it down into something that's so digestible and easy for people to process their own emotions, but also create a sense of escapism and something fun. And so I diverted my attention there and I stopped acting for a while. I took about 2 to 3 years away from it. And I focused purely on making my record and producing it myself and really building it from the ground up and making a body of work that I needed to make. But moving down here, or up here, I guess, because Phoenix is below LA, moving up here to LA, my goal was to grow as a pop artist, but I deeply miss acting because my whole friend group, we're all actors. Besides like my best friend that I've known forever since sixth grade. Her name's Emily. But everybody else, all actors and all met at Arizona Actors Academy. And they are my big chosen family. They all helped me move here. So there was like so many of us just in LA and trying to like put stuff together in my studio apartment, my tiny little apartment that I'm currently in. And so moving down here, I just felt so out of touch with it. And I needed to reconnect because coming from Arizona, where I had an established home base, to LA, where, you're alone and it's a very different world out here. Acting is my way to reconnect with myself and not even just myself, but my community, my people. I've cherished them very deeply. So I needed to do something to reconnect. So I went on Actors Access and I just started looking at different things. And I saw these things called verticals. And I had a friend that was actually doing verticals as well. And so I decided to give it a shot and send in
Mm.
some tapes. And I just started doing day player and background roles for these in February. Very new. It is currently May. And
Yeah.
I just started doing these, yeah, just a few months ago, but it picked up very quickly. I auditioned for my character Lucy from my current vertical that's out called Falling for My Nemesis Stepbrother. And I got that role, and the rest is kind of history. And then it's just been picking up ever since. So I'm very fortunate, and the best part about them is they're so heightened. And I'm a very
Yeah.
intense emotional person, so it works out for me. I'm a theater kid, so this works out great. Yeah,
Mm.
but that's how I kind of got into the space.
Oh, that's so good. And I'm so glad that you had that support to get there too. I love to hear that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm very, very lucky. I'm super blessed. Yeah.
Yes. I especially, moving from like I think it's state for you from Arizona.
Oh
Yep, moving
yeah.
state. Um, you need that support and it looks like you had that. So I'm glad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't be more thankful. They are my rock. It's so
Mhm.
funny because uh, a few of my best friends from my Actors Academy, they have a channel called The Stuff Makers on
Mhm.
social media. And so they write and make their own skits. So I
Oh,
used to be in pretty much all of them. And so
yeah.
and that's kind of how I was getting my acting fix when I was taking
Mhm.
an official break from it, is I would just star in their skits. And then of course moving here to
Mm.
LA, I didn't have that anymore. And so
Yeah.
I needed to reconnect. And so I just, even though they're not here, of course, in LA, being able to be on set and act and perform, it's my way of being connected to my people and my community.
Yeah. Well, let me just start by saying we're glad that you have. So
Thank you so much.
That's okay. All right. So, when receiving a script, what do you look for in your character first?
Motive,
Hmm.
motive. I want to understand why the character is doing the things that they're doing. Why are they acting a certain way? What is the motive? What do they want? Because that's going to drive every other decision I make. Because you
Yeah.
can rehearse all you want. For me personally, and every actor is very different, their instrument works very different. But for me, if I get too technical, I think too much when performing. So my thing that I look for immediately is what do I want in this moment? And that's what will drive everything else.
So, do you like go to the end and figure out what your final thing is to play through the character, or do you like to leave that to read till last? See, if it was me reading a script, I would like jump to the end to see where my character
Oh.
finishes
I
because
kind
just
of,
because I want to know.
well, when I got Lucy, I read through the script first and I read it like a book and
Hmm.
I would go and I would highlight my lines. And then so I would read through it completely, just as like not expecting anything. And then I would go back and I would break it up into scenes and beats and be like, what does she want in this moment? Who is she feeling this type of way towards, but why? And then I would put that together with each scene. And there's a whole grand motive that they'll have that's psychologically deep for them. And maybe I get a little too deep because I'm a deep person, but yeah, I always I want to take it in first and then I'll go back and I'll analyze.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. When opportunities come your way, do you trust instinct or logic first?
I feel like it's a mix.
Hmm.
I feel like it really depends. If you want the honest answer, I feel like it very much depends on the position I am in my life. So, for
Hmm.
example, if I get an opportunity and let's say I haven't had some work in a while, yeah, I'm gonna take it. But
Yeah.
if you're booking back to back to back and you're able to be a bit more selective, especially if there are projects that maybe cross a little bit of a boundary for you, or maybe if you're not quite comfortable with some things, it's really important to listen to that. I would say more so now. I mean, I love just being an actress and handling any challenge that gets presented to me. So most of the time it's mostly instinct, but there are
Yeah.
moments of logic where I'm like, well, you need a check, you need to work. So for
Hmm.
sure, it definitely depends.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Well, I can't wait until you're all in a position where you can be choosy and you can turn down projects that you're not comfortable with. So,
Oh yeah, absolutely. And just as a saying or disclaimer to every actor, yeah, it's very important to listen to yourself and not to push your boundaries on things because I mean, I feel like everyone has experienced that in the industry, especially in the entertainment industry. Stuff gets pushed around and stuff gets poked and prodded at and pushed to see how far things can get pushed. And at the end of the day, listen to yourself because your mental health and physical health really matter in this industry.
yeah, absolutely. They really do. Okay. What's something people don't realize about acting in an emotional scene?
It can be quite consuming.
Mm.
In an emotional scene, it can linger. It can linger. And every person is different. So I really like as much as I can to be present and be with the actual emotion, even if it's something more intense like heartbreak or anger dare I say something even traumatic, I want to be in touch with that mindset and that feeling. However, this is what I mean. But two, to kind of piggyback off of my last point, listening to your boundaries because it won't be like that for every actor. And for me, I'm able to handle just because I'm an emotional person. I feel things very deeply. And so, of course, I'm going to do my best work when I'm in it and present. But it's not, it's not just saying lines for me. It's about being in touch with whatever's happening in the scene and the emotion that is required. And sometimes it
Mm.
can linger, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not that great. But that's why you decompress after. And you just remember this is fun. It's a job and it's a dream job, but it's important to keep your autonomy and your identity as well, because it can be very easy to get swept up into a character where you kind of identify with them maybe a little too much, and then you start like mixing your identities together. At least for me.
No, I could see that. I mean, I give props to you guys being able to just let it go afterwards because when I'm in such that state of emotion, I tend to stay there for a while, especially in my own
Hmm.
life. Yeah, yeah. So like with a character, I don't know because I'm not an actor, but I don't know if I could just let that go as easily as what I do. Maybe you guys are different. Maybe because you're a character, you know that, but with me, I'd stick with that emotion just because that's
Oh
who I
yeah.
am.
It's so funny because Trinity actually, it's really funny because Trinity, when we were doing our first scene, so when we shot Step Brother, our first scene that we shot was the cafeteria scene where I pour
Mhm.
spaghetti on her and I'm shoving peanut butter like in her face, and she looks at me and she goes, "I love how you just go like all in, like you're in it." And I was like, "Wow." Yeah, because you gotta be so
Yeah.
present. But I always check it, so it's just this really intense scene, and then it's me after going,
Hmm.
"Are you okay, baby girl?" Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just that's just kind of how I operate in the space. But and then just, make sure everyone
Mm.
around you feels comfortable and all that good stuff. Cannot
Yeah.
stress safety and boundaries enough.
Yes. I mean, I loved that scene. Like, I've watched it and you did go all in on that scene. But then I
Oh
also
yeah.
saw like a behind the scenes photo when you're both just sitting there, like smiling, holding the spaghetti.
It's so
Love
great.
that.
That was the dynamic the entire shooting window. It was great.
Yeah. But that's good because I love that. I love that you can just go back to that. Like, it's just like a moment you have to do and then you're happy again. So,
Oh yeah, it's bonding too, because even though my character was heavily bullying her, it's still so intimate. It's a very intense thing to happen between two people. And so you do that in a controlled environment in a scene, and it's just accelerated bonding. So, and I've
yeah.
been very fortunate enough with Trinity. She's become one of my really good friends. And yeah, to be able to work with someone like her who gets it and understands, because she loved it. She was like,
Yeah.
I love you going all in. This is great. Like, yes, do it more. And so to have her understand it was the best environment I could have asked for to be able to go all in.
Yes, no, that's good. That's really good. And she's such a beautiful person too. So
She
that's good.
is one of the greatest people I've ever met in my whole life. She is amazing.
Yeah, no, she really is. All right. What's the quickest way for you to connect with a character?
I think it's motive, honestly, because when you find a character's motive, to be honest, you just relate it to something in your life. So for me, for example, with Lucy, her motive that I interpreted Lucy to have is underneath everything, she's threatened, she's scared. She's scared. She has feelings, intense feelings for Kane, but it's also an identity thing for her. And so taking those motives and kind of putting it into different subjects that I experience as Allison in my life, I'm kind of able to find these little links that I can bring from me to the character. And that's how I can relate to them. So, of course I won't say anything personal in like my life, but I do have, of course, like we're all human beings. So yeah, I have things that I brought into to Lucy, and that just helped me create her and build her, and honestly fell in love with her. She's a mean girl, but
Mm,
there's depth there.
yeah. I mean, she is a villain, yes,
She
but
is.
you still don't like completely dislike her as a person, whereas some villains you see, you're just like, oh, would you go away? But with her, you were just like, you know, you were bad, but you weren't like bad, bad. And you kind of just still felt a little bit like if I was in her position, I'd kind of feel the same type thing.
Oh
So,
yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Well, it was very important for me to not have Lucy be a caricature.
Hmm.
And she is a little bit. She's a queen bee mean girl, but for me, I needed her to have depth and a reason and a motive. And I would talk to Trinity about it because it was so funny shooting. The last scene we shot was the pool scene. And we were leading up to it, and I would talk to Trinity and I'd say, I want her to be devastated in this scene, and she just realizes that he's not in love with her, and I need her to be like a guttural punch. I need her to be absolutely like devastated. And so so talking to Trinity about it, it was just so funny because I was like, am I thinking too much am I thinking about it way too much? Because I would just go in. But it's so important because it gives it's a nuance. And I feel
Yeah,
like that's very important to have.
I think so too. And I think it reads more on screen when you know exactly what you want. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And sometimes it's hard to stay there, but that's when you just like
Mm.
rewire the focus.
Yes, yes. I mean, I can kind of see sometimes when a villain makes a choice. Like I know, again, you guys don't have much time and, you know, don't get many takes and things, but you can kind of tell when somebody goes into something and they like may have changed their minds or like weren't completely confident in what they were trying to portray. But then you get those ones where they're deep and you know exactly what they're trying to say because you know exactly what they want.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
so
Oh,
you
yes.
can
Because
tell.
the rule
Yeah.
with it is commit, commit. Once you make a choice,
Mhm.
commit. Don't go halfway because it reads, like you're saying, very much
Mm.
so. So if you make that choice, stick with it.
Yeah.
Stick with
Yep.
it. Be
And if they
bold.
don't like it, they'll take it back. But you
Oh,
just,
yeah.
yeah,
That's the
yeah,
beauty of it, because then we have our wonderful directors who that's their job is to help guide the actor. And so, yeah, the ability to kind of change direction and commit to different things, that's the beauty of acting.
yeah. Like that. I really do. All right. What's something about the entertainment world that changed your perspective once you were in
There's so much.
it?
How, to be honest, to be
Mm.
very blunt, how fortunate I am to be able to be in the entertainment industry because people work their entire lives to be able to make a living off of art and entertainment. And as beautiful as it is, it's my dream job. And I understand that not everybody gets these opportunities. So being in this industry and seeing the amount of work and dedication and time it takes, it just it brings such a respect to all artists and all creatives because it's not a fun hobby that you just dabble in. It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of willpower, and it's a lot of rejection. So when you get those wins and when you do book something or you have something that gains some traction or whatever the case may be, with acting, with music, with just art, dance, whatever. You have a newfound appreciation for everything regarding art, and you have a recognition of how hard it is because it's very hard. And all creatives, I mean, we're creatives for a reason. We all kind of wear our hearts on our sleeves, and you go through and you kind of pour yourself out emotionally for this. So
Mm.
for me, being in the industry and seeing how people operate and what people give has given me a huge, 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 huge respect for everybody that's in this because we're all working so hard.
And
Yeah,
you have to really love it to be able
you
to do
have
it.
to love,
Yeah.
you have to because it becomes your whole world.
Yeah.
Like for me, I can't imagine my life any other way. Like I've
Mm.
dedicated my world to this, to my music, to acting, and it's all I want to do. So even when I
Mm.
have these gaps, it's so funny because all I want to do is I want to be recording or I want to be on set or creating and just being active in it and just living the life because I'm very privileged and I'm very lucky to be able to do this.
Mm. That's why I love that you've got these like different types of mediums. So like if you're not acting, you can work on your music and you can mix them and you're always doing something to keep you creative.
Oh, absolutely. Because I can't function if I'm not doing something creative. I have to. I have so much
Yeah.
in me that I need a release. So I
Yeah.
just bounced around from creative thing to creative thing as a kid and up until now too. It never stopped.
That's good. That is really good. All right. Is there a specific emotion that you're still learning to portray authentically?
Like super funny, but being grounded, I think, is my thing that I struggle with the most because I am so heightened. I'm very in my normal day to day, I have a lot of energy. I talk really loud. I talk really fast. Don't have the greatest filter in the world. So I just kind of say whatever. But of course, because I'm just a bit more energetic and bigger, I bring that into all of my work. And subtlety goes a really long way. So whenever it's always like a thing with me where I have to be like, if I'm up here and I think I'm doing well, Allison, take it down a notch because that's where you kind of need to be for some things. Not everything has to
Mm.
be heightened. Sometimes a bit more calm and grounded is way more natural because I do not function as a natural, like normal, calm person. I'm doing my best today on in this interview,
You're
but
doing well.
I'm like, keep it down, Allison. Don't start screaming. But yeah, I would say that that's my biggest thing, which actually, again, shout out to Trinity. She's been so
Mm.
lovingly helping me with, and she's brilliant at.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's my thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm a big believer that subtlety, those scenes type like kind of hit me better than the more dramatic moments. Like
Oh
you said,
yeah.
not everything calls for that, but there are some scenes that go, okay, that was a bit too subtle. That could have been
That
heightened,
could have been bigger.
that could have been bigger. But I think the issue with the bigger scenes is, as you say, it's not natural. Like that's not
Hmm.
how you would normally react to that
Oh
type of
yeah.
emotion. Yeah.
But that's why I love verticals because
Mm.
it's like theater. There
Yeah.
are scenes that are like theater, like the really intense scenes where someone's getting bullied or something happens or whatever the case may be that's just super heightened. It's theater because I'm such a theater kid. So I'm used to just being big and grand and to be able to bring that into the vertical space is so fun. Of course, dial it back because it's a camera, but that's why I love them
Hmm.
so much because it gives me permission to just be a little wild. That's why I loved Lucy. She got to
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
big at some points, and it was great. You get it out.
Mm. And I think you get that more freedom with the villain characters than you obviously do with the lead. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The difference between an antagonist and a protagonist, especially in vertical world, is insane. So yeah,
Yeah.
I love an antagonist, I gotta say.
You're like, this is my world. Leave me here. No.
It's pretty great. I mean, listen, I love groundedness too, especially
Mhm.
more soft and
Mhm.
emotional. But oh, I love camp. I love campy things. So
Yeah.
I love like I love going big.
Yeah. No, there's nothing wrong with that either. It's good. It's good. Okay.
Thanks.
Do you like preparing a lot before filming or finding moments naturally on set?
It's really funny because I actually ask this question to people a lot because I'm always so
Yeah.
curious. Because I
Mm.
personally, if I prepare too much, it blocks me.
Mm.
So that's kind of the thing where if I try to analyze too much, I think when I'm doing it and it's not, I'm just very in my head. So I like to really feel it in the moment. Like I'll carry that motive and I'll carry that want and that desire with me and I'll go from there because acting, it's just human emotion and I just want to channel it as best and as authentically as I can. So, yeah, I just kind of go in. And don't get me wrong, there are absolutely times where I perform and I'm still in my head and I'm like, I'm aware that, we're performing, but it's really important to me to find that kind of between space, I guess, between authenticity and then also being aware of the fact that, yeah, we kind of need XYZ for the camera. So, yeah. Yeah, not a lot
Yeah,
of
I get
preparation,
that.
just to memorize lines and then mark out some beats and what you want in each moment. Yeah.
I have heard you're not the only one. So if they overthink things too much, it stays in their head and they can't deliver their lines authentically because they're too in their head about, oh, what should I do here? What should I do
Oh
there?
yeah.
So,
You should see me try to film my self-tapes because I analyze it like to death. And so I keep going and going and
hmm
going and it's like just be. Because when it's
hmm
very different. Filming a self-tape is very different than being on set. I am very immersive. So when I'm on set and when I'm actually doing it, it's much more authentic, much more real. I'm really feeling it. But when you're doing a self-tape, those are harder than doing the job itself because you're just staring at
yeah.
a ring light and you're like the back of your phone and trying to kind of come up with this scene in your head and how another character would say something and then for me, I'm just in my head.
hmm
So that's why I just love to be real and immersed in whatever I'm doing, especially when it comes to scene work.
Yes, definitely. I mean, I get that. I can do the interviews and it's natural, we're just talking. But then if someone asked me to record like a birthday message or my own self in my phone, oh my God, do you know how many times I do that until I get it right?
I just did that the other day. I sent a birthday
Sorry.
message to a fan and I re-recorded it 5 times because I was like, oh, that sounded so unnatural.
Yeah. I just did it. I just did it as well. And I'm like, oh gosh, I did it like a couple of times. I'm like, I don't like this. And then I do it
I
again.
know.
And then, yep, yep,
And the
I get
beauty of
it.
set too is because it's not in your control, you do
hmm
like 2 takes and then they're like, all right, we're moving on. Because verticals move so fast and it's like it's very helpful. Someone needs to do that with me while I'm self-taping. 2 takes, done.
Yes. Yeah. Or like have somebody there with you when you do it because I find like if I'm talking to someone, like if I'm talking to you, there's a conversation happening. So it's
Oh yeah.
easier to just be natural. But when you're like, there's nobody else but a phone, you're just like, I've got, like, I'm not answering a question. I'm not doing this. I'm not having a conversation. I'm just trying to say something. And
Oh
it's just,
yeah, especially
yeah.
because if I don't have a reader, I use an app called Rafi. That's this
hmm
AI app and it will read your lines to you and
hmm
for you, but it's not the same
No,
at
no.
all. And then you have to
No.
pace it because sometimes the voice activation is off and it's like, ah.
Have you thought about recording your lines and then playing them so you're saying them and answering yourself?
I have. Rafi has a timed one too, where
Hmm.
you can kind of time the delay between each line, which is great, but in my opinion, when you have an actual person, they adjust to you. So
Yeah.
if you maybe take a beat too long to finish a line, that's okay because they'll respond in real time. When you're working with something where it's timed out and you have to fit this line in 5 seconds, it's like,
Yeah.
okay. And then you kind of, you're in your head because you're like, well, I have to say this in 5 seconds. So let me just say it really quickly. And then it's not authentic and it's the never-ending spiral.
Yeah. Which is why I love if you guys get a little bit rehearsal time because that really, really helps beforehand.
Oh yeah, just to mark out like what we're feeling and what's your motive and how are you approaching
Hmm.
this and then you just feed off of each other. That's what's so great about having another human.
Yeah, I agree. No AI, all humans.
No
I'll throw
AI,
that
all
in.
humans, unless you are on a crunch and you need to use Rafi because it is helpful when you are on a crunch.
See, I'm different about that. Like, obviously, we need to adapt to technology. So having that is fine. I love ChatGPT too because it's knowledge. That's fine.
Yeah.
But just know that I don't want my actors computerized. Like, just we don't
Oh,
need them in
for
that space.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So would you say for you, would you like if you had Rafi and you had to film a self-tape, would you rather do something like cold read where you record the lines yourself?
I would still prefer not to use any AI if I had
I
my
got
choice.
you. Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, I love ChatGPT. I love knowledge, and that
Yeah.
can give you a lot. Especially doing, you know, finding things out on the internet and things like that. You can get it all out there.
Oh, for sure.
Just like people's backgrounds and things like research. It's great for research. Um,
Yeah.
but but you can still do that the old-fashioned way, but at the same time, sometimes you don't know where to look. And if you just ask that, it knows, and then you can take what you want from that and go,
Oh,
okay, I want to talk
yeah.
about that, or well, that was cool. I didn't know that they were doing that, and you wouldn't have known that unless you got that knowledge first.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's good, but anything else, no, no.
Yeah. Bringing it into creative spaces as a job is, I also agree with that. I don't,
Yeah.
there's a huge AI thing going on right now, which
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
hmm
Yeah. Hmm. I don't. I'm on your guys' side on this. Just get rid of the AI in this industry unless it's a tool to help, not take over, I guess.
Exactly, exactly. I agree 100%.
Yes. Yes. Okay. What's been your favorite behind the scenes moment?
I would say filming the last scene for Lucy, I shot the pool scene because we were in 40-degree weather
Mhm.
outside and I kept having to get in and out of the pool. So it was just me freezing. So we had our coats and then they would bring us green tea. But I just thought it was the funniest thing because all of us were just so cold. You could see our breath. And we were all in our
Mhm.
swimsuits. So we're just in a bikini getting in and out of the pool. And of course, you're in the night air and it's cold, so your nose is running and your voice is kind of going because it's freezing, everything's constricting. And just looking around and watching all of us just be shivering. Poor Daryl, he was like shivering, like he was just standing there like shivering. I was like, oh, I was like, so we're all going
Aw.
through it. Yeah, but that night
Yeah.
it was so great because that was our last night of filming and we wrapped and Trinity and Daryl still had one more they had one last scene, but I think my favorite moment from that is I wanted to celebrate with everybody after. So I stuck around and I took a little nap on the couch while they finished
Yeah.
and then we got to celebrate like the wrap all together, which was super cool. And then Trinity and I went and got
Mhm.
breakfast because we shot that at night.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. I always say that, I think with the pool, and I know it's not always possible, I'm not naive or anything like that. And I know that, the owners of the properties and stuff do the best they can to accommodate for you guys. But I
Oh
think if
yeah.
you're going to be filming a pool scene at night, please make sure the pool is heated. That would make you guys so much more comfortable to have a heated pool.
Oh
Like,
yeah. It was so funny though
mm,
because I feel like it worked in Lucy's favor because that's a very intense scene and I was freezing. So I feel like that just added to my intensity and I was like, maybe this is a
yeah,
good thing? Question mark. Did I get sick a little
take
bit
the win.
after? A little bit. That's okay.
Take the
Anything
win
for the
from it.
art.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I got a good performance out of it. So happy about it.
Good, good. Okay. What's something you hope people understand about you as an artist?
I really love this question. This is a great question. My mission and what I just want to provide a sense of relief to people and a
Mm,
form of escapism. And that goes for everything, whether it's my music, whether it's a performance. I know how brutal life can be, and I know how consuming it can be too. And I think it's very important to provide a place for people to escape and to also inspire others to chase after what they want. That's my mission as an artist. That's why I do what I do. My record that came out last year, it's called Lover Girl. And the reason why it's called Lover Girl is because again, I'm someone who feels all of my emotions very, very deeply. When I feel something, it takes over my being and it's very hard for me to detach from it. And I know that there are a lot of people like that, but that's okay. And I wanted to write the record to give that message to people. It's okay to feel deep things. It's okay to go through life. Life is rough. Life throws a bunch of curveballs at you and you're not alone. You're not alone. We all have been through things that challenge us and that can hurt us and lift us up and make us happy. And it's a universal experience. And I feel like a lot of the time people genuinely feel alone going through these things. But I just want to make sure people have a way to escape and can have a place to process and enjoy. Yeah.
yeah, I agree. We spoke about
Yeah,
this earlier, and
we
I love
did.
that you do that, and I love that you give people that space.
Thank you
So,
so much. It's so important.
okay. It is. It's very important, especially coming from somebody on, the other end who uses music to get through that.
Oh,
And
yes.
sometimes film. Sometimes we need like a movie that we need to watch or, a song to get us in, a frame of mind that we need to sit in for a little while because sometimes we can't always be happy and perfect. Sometimes we need to get down in those moments and just sit there for a while to
And
make us process
process.
something and then come back. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's okay. It's okay to process. We are humans. That's the
Mm.
beauty of being a human. We're very complex. We're very
Yeah.
complex beings. And so to take all these emotions and put it into something that can help summarize what you're feeling or help you understand what you're feeling and make everything that's complex digestible, but also have something that creates a form and a sense of escape. And I don't mean escape as in ignore everything, just relief. We all deserve a break. We all deserve time to just enjoy. And if that includes sorting through your emotions and processing and feeling what you feel through music, through a series, through even just a painting, art, any type of art, it's a lifesaver.
And it's the healthiest way to do it.
The absolute healthiest way to do it.
Yeah.
I
All
love
right.
that question.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. We kind of spoke about this. Are you someone who can switch out of character quickly once they call cut?
With intense scenes, no.
Mm.
It'll take me a
Yeah.
bit of a moment, especially if we're stopping and we're having to pick back up. I gotta stay in it because to jump in and out can become very tiring and just harder to get to that place emotionally. So during very intense emotional scenes, no, it definitely lingers for sure. For sure. I've gotten much better at it as time has passed of kind of working my way out of it and coming back to baseline. But yeah, for those. No, I stick with it for a minute. If it's something that's very casual and grounded, yeah, I would say it's easy to just to kind of jump out when the cameras stop rolling and maybe make a joke or two and then go back in. But it's always the complex emotions.
Yeah.
It's always those.
Yeah. Always. All right. What excites you creatively right now?
My music, for sure.
Mm.
So my record is out, Lover Girl, and then Lover Girl side B is also out. I write, produce, mix, and master everything from the ground up. So I'm very proud of it. And I have an EP. My new EP called Pure Ecstasy comes out on June 5th. I'm not sure if this will be out by June 5th, but if it is,
Oh yeah.
it's out right now. If it's not, it's coming out.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited for it. I love pop music. So
Yeah.
just being able to write and create little sonic landscapes and again, just kind of what we've talked about, songs to help people feel what they need to feel and but also let's dance. Let's have a good time. And that's all
Yeah.
my music is it's just fun dance pop music with some grit and some depth there. There's something for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. It can make, and to be honest, when you listen to a song, it depending on how you feel at that particular time, is how you take that song and how it makes you feel.
Oh
So,
yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Like when I listen back to my first record, Lover Girl, I mean, I wrote that at a time where I was going through love and loss and very deep in my emotional state of heartbreak and going through the whole cycle of a relationship. And it's so funny because listening back now, I'm not in that space anymore. But for someone who is in that space, it's such a healing body of work to listen to, but it's also so fun. It is such a good time. It is, I just want to make you dance and feel good. But yeah, it just depending on the emotional state. That's why this next project is so fun because this next one, Pure Ecstasy, it's just about desire and giving yourself permission to kind of feel again and want
Mm.
things. Yeah. So it's kind of the next chapter for me.
That's amazing. I will make sure I listen to it when it comes out.
Thank you. I'm so excited to see what you think.
Thank you. I will tell you. All right. Is there anything you want people to know about you or your work?
Just that it comes from the heart of it. Yeah, I hope you like it. If it's not for you, it's not for you. It won't be for everybody, but
Mm.
yeah, if it helps you find a place of processing and escape and fun and yeah, just all the good things. All the good things. I'm here to bring joy. I'm here to bring joy and the message all around for you guys. No, but yeah, yeah, I would say that as an artist for sure.
Good. Good. All right. What's something you've learned about people through your acting?
Ooh, we're all so complex. We are complex. Oh, and we're also different.
Hmm.
We
Mm.
are all so different because the way that I process something is not going to be the same way as someone else or even you would process something. I feel like that is what is so fun about diving into characters is you kind of get to create that
Yeah.
and you kind of get to you get to mold a personality. And you get to take elements of your personality and put it in a character, but then depending on their history and what their motives are and, just everything that you learn about the character, it just changes. It's so fun. Then you get to explore. But it also, I feel like I'm talking so fast. It also helps you be in touch with other people. I feel like being an actress and being able to dive into all of these characters, I just have a better understanding of people. And I used to be somebody who would get so upset or sad when maybe someone wouldn't see things the way that I saw them or process things differently. And being an actress and doing character work and working on scenes with really intense emotion and analyzing my scene partners and seeing how they interpret a character and bring it to life. Gosh, it's just the respect that you have for people and the acceptance that you have for people because no one is better than another. Did that make sense? No one is better than
It
another.
did. Yeah.
You guys, it's a Monday right now,
I
and
get what you mean.
I was telling Gabby, I was like, it's been a long week and it's Monday. Um, no, but yeah, no one is greater or better than another. It's just we're all so different. And that's the beauty of humans, right?
Yeah. Yeah. There's
Yeah,
a
so that's
space
what I've
for
learned about
everyone.
people. Yeah, there's space for everybody. And just because something isn't the way that you would personally do it doesn't make it any less valid.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think in saying that there are boundaries.
Oh, of course. Of
Yeah.
course. But more in the sense of kind of processing
Yeah.
or, emotion,
Yes.
really. And how
Yes.
you like everything stems back to emotion. But yeah,
Exactly.
we all come from different paths and different homes and different worlds and we're like blank slates when we grow up and products of our environments and our experiences. So just learning about people, it's so intriguing to me. Before I honestly thought about getting a degree in psychology, just because I've been so interested in the human brain and behavior. And being an actress is kind of the substitute for that for me, to be honest, because it is psychological. It's very much
Yeah.
deep psychological work that you have to do. But
Yeah. And so many
yeah,
different feelings because of different characters. You get the mixture.
my gosh, yes. And it can just change depending on, because maybe anger for one character that you play is not going to be the same anger as another character, or heartbreak, or jealousy, or betrayal, or disinterest, whatever emotion it is, because there's just different factors that go into it.
Yeah. And then understanding your character and not judging them, and then trying to understand the reason for their motives.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. All right. What is your funniest moment on set?
Funniest moment on set. I would say, I would say, I would say shooting the cafeteria scene for Step Brother with Trinity because that was the first time we were working together, and I think it was just being able to be so all in, and then just be like, "Are you okay?" and then just laugh and take
Hmm.
pictures and be goofy. We started a shared album on our phones with all the behind the scenes footage. And so it's just Trinity covered in spaghetti. It was all under my nails. And then just to have that and to go from just screaming just right into just giggles. It was yeah, it was such a good first set or first day experience on set because yeah, just funny moments all around.
When was
Yeah.
that scene shot? Was that like in the start of the day or like?
Oh, that was our first scene. Oh yeah.
Oh
That
yeah.
was I think Trinity and Daryl had a couple scenes before that, but that was my first scene. And that was our
Hmm.
first day of shooting. So we just hopped right
Oh
in. But I feel like it was
yeah.
good because we broke up the intense scenes kind of throughout.
Hmm.
the shooting dates. So we had one in the beginning, one in the middle, and then the pool one at the end.
Yeah. I just feel sorry for the actresses when they have to go and get cleaned up straight after
Oh
they,
my God.
get all dressed up straight away,
Oh
first thing
yeah.
in the morning.
But shout out to Trinity. She was such a trooper, just covered in spaghetti. But just had the biggest
Yeah.
smile on her face and just was cracking jokes and like she does this thing, she goes, "Hey." And so she does that all the time. So it's just her doing that in between takes, just like, and it would kill me every time. I would get so excited because it reminded me of Amy Schumer, like the way that Amy Schumer says things, and just like her like
Mm.
the cadence and the tone. And I couldn't figure it out for the life of me of who it was reminding me of. And so we spent hours trying to figure this out. And then once I finally got it, I was like, it's Amy Schumer. And then it just continued. That was just great. But yeah, Trinity is a trooper because I put
Mm.
her through it. I put her through it this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. It just goes back to you've got to love what you do.
Gotta
So,
love what you do.
hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. I've got two more questions. What does a good day on set look like for you?
I feel this is gonna be such a cheesy answer, and it's gonna sound
Go
so
for
cliche,
it.
but honestly, I love set. So every day on set is a good
Mhm.
day. I think what would make a bad day on set is if people were just rude, but I've been very fortunate enough to not really have that experience. Everyone's been so kind and just so lovely to work with and so talented, and the cast and the crew and everyone works so hard, but kind of like I was mentioning earlier, it's an accelerated bonding experience. So I'm such a connector with people. And so being on set, it's my favorite thing in the world. So I would say my best day on set would just be creating genuine connections with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, having
Yeah.
moments where you find that humanity and have fun and laugh. There was a day on set for a prior vertical that I did that I'm not quite sure if it's out yet, but we, me and some of the cast, we were playing imposter. Do you know what that is? That game? That like
No.
so it's this game where so it's on an app on a phone, and each person takes a moment to look and it tells you a word. So let's say
Hmm.
the word is like cake. Like let's say it's cake. So everybody but one will see the word and one person will not, and they're the imposter. So then you go around in a circle and you say one word that relates to cake but isn't cake until,
Hmm.
and you do that twice, and then you try to figure out who the imposter is because the imposter doesn't know the word is cake. So they try to fool you
Ah,
to think they know. I know it's super fun. And so
yeah.
we were playing that on set, and I was just dying because just the hysteria, because we're all actors, we're so dramatic.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
so I love that so much, just having that really good bonding time in between takes. That
Yeah.
is my that's my fuel.
Yeah. I've got to look into that game because it sounds fun. But I'm sure it'd be more fun if you had like a huge group of people to play it with.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. On the set I was on, it was so many of us and it was great. We were also playing Heads Up, the like, and it was
Oh,
just like I get so heated in that game. I get so intense and passionate that I'm just like screaming. Everyone's like, "Allison, keep it down." I'm like, "Sorry."
let me be me. Let me be
I
me.
know.
Oh, okay. All right. Last question. If you could go back and relive a single day in your career, which day would you pick?
I would say the day my record came out.
Mm.
Yeah, that was a very emotional night for me. Yeah, because I had spent so long, like, this has been my dream since I was a kiddo, is to have a record and to have something that I spent a little over a year. building from the ground up, writing over 30 songs for, and picking and choosing and developing and crafting it into a sonically cohesive project that told a story front to back, but was also very well done because I put so much time and energy into learning how to do it. To have that dream come true and have it be released on streaming platforms and to be able to gain a little following from it and have people that love the music and resonate with it and to see the reaction, it's like a piece of your soul is released into the world. And I would choose to live that day over and over again if I could. It's a beautiful experience. So I'm so excited to release future projects because they're all little diary entries into where I am in my life. And
Yeah.
it's so vulnerable, but it's so beautiful. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
live that day over and
Oh,
over.
I love that that happened for you, and I love that you worked so hard to do something that you dreamt of and you got there.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And it's possible for
Mm.
everybody. That's my goal.
Mm.
That's my statement. You can
Yeah.
absolutely do it. Don't
Yeah.
let fear hold
I
you
agree.
back. Sorry, that's my little soap opera talk. My little
No,
soapbox.
look, to get where you want to go, it's hard work. It's
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 very
really hard
hard.
work, and not every day looks happy. And
No.
there's so many obstacles that pop up, but you've just got to keep going.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh,
yeah,
100%.
mm,
But when you love it, it's worth it. Always do what you love.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, thank you so much for having this interview with me. I appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Anytime, anytime. I love you. You're great.
Oh my gosh, I love you too. I know you're amazing. We were talking beforehand and like we were just chit-chatting. I was like, I love this.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad. Oh, you have a good day, the rest of your day, and I will speak to you again soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kathy.